100 days plus, Tonse government is building foundations under the water so that when the iceberg is showing out above the water, we are sure that it's going to last. That is what Tonse government is doing. So as Muvi Wachilungamo, the rating is for President Chakwera A+. For Tonse government, we are rating it B for doing a job well done. Two differences, why A+ and why B? Excuse me. President Chakwera A+, because in 100 days, he has not done any mistake that a villager out there, or a middle class in town, or a rich person out there have complained. That is what makes him an A+ rating. As Tonse government, why are they given B? They are given B because they are yet to fulfill what they promised. Like the 70 billion kwacha loans, like the 4,400 kwacha, 495 kwacha, 50 kg fertilizer, and some of the development agenda that they put in. So in 100 days, we know that they couldn't do all that because, as I say, they had to make foundation first, build a foundation first. Therefore, they get B. In other words, we are telling them that they've done better. So they should continue and show Malawians that they are real for the country. Movie number 4. We want to explain something here about some of the people that are in Tonse government, but their ideologies are for other parties, and they came into Tonse for one purpose. One purpose: stealing and corruption. We know some of them are chairpersons that Tonse government appointed them. One of them wrote on Facebook some time back that government never loses, meaning DPP will never lose election. But the good heart that made us to rate Mr. Chakwera A+, he appointed the very same person to be a chairperson of one state enterprise. And that is the second, because there was another guy that was appointed as chairperson of ESCOM, who is involved in other things that were wrong, particularly involving Chimazulu Ruby mine. This man messed up the figures to make government not to pay or to collect revenue. Therefore, we want to say, those of you that have come into Tonse government, appointed or you just come on your own, do not come with your ideologies that you left, or that where you come from is what you were doing in DPP. If you are coming here, remove your overall of DPP and come and join the philosophy of Tonse, so that you can be part and parcel of rebuilding this country. If you don't, Muvi Wachilungamo is tracking you. Muvi Wachilungamo is tracking you, and we are not going just to let you be. We will not allow even government or machinery of government to follow you. Muvi Wachilungamo will do the following, and when we catch you, we are going to bring you where you belong. Because we don't want people that are coming in Tonse rushing there for distraction. Malawians have good high expectation from Tonse government. Movie number 5. It's not in our business to talk about other people, but Muvi Wachilungamo stands for each and every Malawian. Therefore, any other issue about any party or individual, if there is anything to do with the country, we have to comment. Here, it's a story that happened under DPP in the last 3 days, whereby 4 influential people have been sacked from DPP. Excuse me. This is Mr. Nakuma, who was a vice president of Southern Region, and Mrs. Griselda Jeffrey, who has been a secretary general of the party. And the reasons for their sacking or firing is not known, but we know that DPP is a tribal party. DPP is a party of people that are handiclappers. They don't want people that will build the party. Griselda Jeffrey has been a very brilliant Secretary General who stood by her position, who stood by her work, and she did what was right. But there's a problem in DPP. DPP is thinking wrong that maybe Mr. Peter Mutharika can one day come back, bounce back and be a president of DPP or a country again. This is the great mistake that DPP is doing. Mr. Mutharika can never rule Malawi again, can never win election, and even if you go to convention of your own party, Mr. Mutharika will never win. Therefore, it was important that you look for these brilliant young guys to contest, and if they fail, they must fail in the convention, not sacking them. Because there's no sin that they committed. Konrad Nakuma has committed no sin for him to be sacked. If anything, he is the one that had upper hand to even cross the floor when the storms were amid your party. But he stood by you, saying that if it's growing in Andolo, we'll go together at Kisoka village. That guy cannot be sacked now just because you're out of government. That is the man that was supposed to run the party. But because you are greedy people, you want to choose those that have got no Malawianism mandate. Because Konrad Nakuma is a man that speaks to anyone. Konrad Nakuma is a man that is everywhere with people. Why should you sack such a person? That is a grave mistake, Mr. Mutharika. That is a grave mistake, DPP. You made a biggest mistake. For Konrad Nakuma, I say, for Mr. Konrad Nakuma, Mr. Grisela Jeffrey, I say, there is life after DPP. Thank you very much. Well, the last that I want to talk about is about unity. Unity of Malawi is supreme in whatever we do. This is the job of Ministry of Civic Education and Unity, but as I said, I'm part of Tonse government, I need to contribute. Unity of purpose is very supreme if our country is going to move forward. It's very important. Sensitive issue and very important, because without it, our country is going to be divided. Therefore, I want to stress something here that needs to be done by Tonse government. Our country is divided because this language that we call national language is given a sign or a name based on a tribe, which is wrong. In Malawi, we have Ngoni, we have Chewa, we have Nyanja, we have Tumbuka, we have Lotonga, we have Lomwe, we have Senas. But the language we speak, all of us, is given a idiom of a tribe. This is a great mistake. That's why our country is divided. I appeal to President Chakwera and your Tonse government that can we not do what our friends and our neighbors do? In Botswana, they speak Setswana. The country they live is called Botswana. In Lesotho, Kingdom of Lesotho, the country is called Lesotho. The people there speak Sesotho. Those two countries will never be divided because their country and their language is one. In our country, we have a problem because we are Malawians, but we speak Chichewa. And this Chichewa talks about a handful, a tribe. Yet, this language is spoken by everybody. My appeal is, first, if we are to unite this country, let us change the word Chichewa into Chimalawi. We are Malawians, we have to speak Chimalawi as a language. If we do that, there will be no Tonga, there will be no Tumbuka, there will be no Chewa, there will be no Lomwe, there will be no Yao, there will be no Manganja, there will be no Nyakusha, there will be no Sena. We will all be Malawians speaking Chimalawi. That is the first thing, a password that will decode our division, that will destroy our tribalism, that will destroy our regionalism. We will remain one nation. If we are to do that, we should start with the language of our country. Muvi Wachilungamo is compiling some pamphlets that will be donated to Ministry of Civic Education and Unity, so that you can distribute all over the country for Malawians to know that we are one. We are not Tumbukas, we are not Chewas, we are not Yaos, we are not Ngonis, we are not Nyakushas, we are not Nhondes, we are not Manganjas, we are not Lomwes, but we are Malawians. Fellow Malawians, this was the movies of today. Let us meet again next time. Still, we are always going to come here because, as I said, we don't want anybody to come from outside to criticize the wrongs we do in Tonse government. We are there. We will criticize ourselves, but constructively, because this country needs to move forward. I surrender. I salute you all. Have a great day. Now we are going to the topic of Saturday, the Utopian public lecture. Thank you very much.